Elegant family, welcome again to another episode on the Winnie School of Elegance channel. In today's video, we're going to be continuing with our two-part series on self-love, and in this second part, I'm going to be sharing with you some practical tips and habits that you can inculcate into your daily routine that can help you practice self-love on a more intentional level. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, now will be a time for you to join this community. If you're all about leveling up and being the best version of yourself, then this community is definitely for you. So click the subscribe button and the bell just right beside it so you can get instantly notified whenever we upload a new video. And of course, for my existing community members who have been here with us on this journey, if you love to support this channel and what we do, there's a membership group that you can now join that allows you to just support us with a tiny little stipend every month. The videos that we put out here on a weekly basis cost quite a lot and requires a lot of resources to produce, and to ensure that we maintain our quality production, would love your support, and your support would definitely go a long way. So please join our membership group, and of course you get perks like response to your comments really quickly, and then you would have a badge that appears on your comments anytime you make a comment on any of our videos, and people can tell that you are a member of the group. So support us, okay? All right, with that being said, let's get right into the video for today, okay? In last week's video, I shared with you on the concept of self-love. I defined self-love, explained it with different examples and narratives, and also shared with you the 5 stages of self-love. If you haven't watched the video, it would be nice for you to maybe pause this video now, go watch that video first before you continue with this video, so that you can fully understand the practical habits and I'm about to share with you now in this video. So just pause it, watch the first one, and then come back and watch this one, okay? For those who have watched the first one, you can just continue. And then the very first practical habits, self-love habits that I've put down here on my notes would be for you to fully accept yourself the way that you are. Spirit, soul, body. Stop being judgmental about yourself. Accept yourself fully. And the one way that you can actually do this is do something very intentional. And how I was able to do mine was I went in front of the mirror. I stood there literally was nude in front of the mirror, and I just looked at myself from head to toe. And then I imagined not just my body, but my spirit and my mind. And so I brought my spirit and my mind and my body together in one place, and I looked at myself in the mirror and I accepted myself. And literally I said these words: I'm accepting myself the way I am. I know that I may have some things to still learn to better myself, but for right now, where I'm at this moment, I embrace myself fully. I accept myself fully. That practice is actually very liberating. And from there, it just creates for you like a beautiful foundation for you to now work on. And whatever you build on that foundation is now solely up to you, and you decide how you choose to build up from there. But the first step in accepting or practicing self-love rather is to accept yourself fully for who you are, spirit, soul, and body. The second habit that you should inculcate to start practicing self-love is for you to always remember that the real you is not your physical body. A lot of people pay so much attention to their physical qualities. They think that they are their hands or their legs or their eyes or their nose. No, just imagine yourself as those boiled groundnuts. I don't know, for those who live in Nigeria, you know what I'm talking about. Imagine that your body is just the outer shell that houses the main groundnuts. So your spirit is the groundnut itself, and the outer shell is the body. What do you do when you're eating boiled groundnuts? What do? You peel out that outer shell and then you discard it. And what do you put into your body? The groundnut itself. That is where the life is. That is where the nutrients are, the groundnuts. But you throw out the shell and then it just decays. But the main thing that you are eating and what you really want is the groundnut in the shell. So stop looking at your body. This casing is just a casing that helps you live on the earth. Without this body, you truly cannot function on this earth. And that's why this body is the only thing that is helping you relate with other people on the earth. The true, real you is your spirit and your mind. And that's where you need to focus a lot of your attention. Because until you can truly educate the inner man of your heart, the inner you, that's the real you would still find it very difficult to live outwardly in this physical world. Have you ever wondered why they say that mental strength is actually stronger than physical strength? Go and think about it. If you are not strong enough to do something physically, if you're strong enough to do it mentally, you can actually accomplish or achieve it. And that's because the real you is actually your spirit man. The next practical self-love habit that you need to inculcate will be for you to bask in your uniqueness and your individuality. You are unique and an individual for a reason. And there's a reason why there's no other person like you. The character, the attitude, everything that you are, your dreams, your passion, the way you do the things you do, the way you see life, the way you accept life, is for a reason. You need to embrace it, bask in it. So to give you a perfect example, you have person A and person B. Now, person A is someone who is actually very soft-spoken, who knows how to just be gentle and pass across their message in a very soft, gentle manner. Person B, on the other hand, is someone who is very passionate, who likes to be very expressive whenever they talk or say what they want to say. So when person A and person B wants to say the exact same thing, it may come across differently because person A and person B are two different people who actually communicate or express themselves differently. Person A will say what he or she wants to say in a very calm way, but person B says it passionately. That doesn't really mean that one of them or either of them is wrong. It just means that both of them just have different ways of presenting or communicating themselves. And that's how you need to start to see life and see people. You are different from everyone else for a reason, and you need to learn to bask in your uniqueness, okay? The next point that I've put down here on my list on how you can practice self-love every day would be for you to develop yourself mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually. Learn something new. Develop your mind, develop your spirit, develop your body. How do you develop your mind? Learning something new, reading a book, exposing yourself to information, to knowledge. The Bible says clearly that people actually perish for the lack of knowledge. People perish because of ignorance. Ignorance has kept a lot of people bound. I always say that everyone is supposed to be experiencing life on the highest level, on the highest vibration, with all the wealth, the goodness, the beauty, the blessings of life. But a lot of people are not experiencing that because they have chosen not to get knowledge and information and are living in ignorance. So how do you develop yourself mentally? How do you develop yourself spiritually? How do you develop yourself physically and emotionally? It's by getting knowledge, getting information, applying this knowledge and information, and building yourself up every single day. So see yourself as a house that's about to be built. The first step of building that house is to actually create a design by the architects. The second step is to lay the foundation before you start to build the different floors, the different rooms, and the different rooms in the building. So every single day, ask yourself, at what level am I in this building of my house? Are you trying to build a one-story building or a two-story building, a skyscraper, a bungalow, or a hut? Just ask yourself that question. And every day you ask yourself, what have I done today to build the structure of my house? What have I done today to build the structure of my life? If you have not done anything significant for a day to build yourself up, it can even be through watching a movie. So for example, when I watch a movie, I don't watch a movie for the sake of just watching it for entertainment. I'm watching to learn something. So maybe to learn how to improve my vocabulary, to learn how to speak better, to understand concepts and things and why people do the things that they do, maybe in another culture. Does that make sense? So you learn something new every day, and there's so many ways you can learn things, but ensure that you're developing yourself and making yourself better day by day. The next point that I've put down here on my list will be for you to set healthy boundaries. People will walk all over you if you do not have boundaries that you have put in place that protects you mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. It's just human nature to take advantage of people who allow themselves to be used. And you don't want to be the one who is used. So you want to always ensure that you're setting healthy boundaries with regards to how people speak with you, or rather how people speak to you, how they respect you, how they value you, how they perceive you, and things like that. People, no one should come up to you and speak to you in a harsh, brash way just because you allow them. No one should be able to come to you and manipulate you. You need to set boundaries when you don't want or like something or you don't want something done. Learn how to express yourself and communicate to whoever is doing it to you and say, I really don't like the way you're doing this. So there is a certain way to set healthy boundaries. And when the people around you know that you have set healthy boundaries, they tend to respect it a whole lot. And for those who will not respect your boundaries, perhaps it's time to kick their asses to the curb. But it's important for your well-being that you're setting healthy boundaries for yourself. The next point that I've put down here on my list would be for you to focus on the things that only you can control. There are certain things that you can control and there are things that you can never control no matter how hard you try. The things that you can control are your mind, your energy, your character and attitude, how you respond to situations, what you look like, your dreams, your desires and your goals. The things that you can't control is what another person says or how they respond or react or what they think about you, how they perceive you and how they see you. These are things that you can never control in your life no matter how hard you try. But always remember that you also have the power to control how you respond, how you see life, your character, your attitude, your goals, your dreams, your visions, and all. And that is what you should be paying your focus on. Pay focus on developing those aspects of your life that you can control and stop worrying so much about what you cannot control. The next point I put down here on how you can practice self-love would be talk yourself up. Come on, every single day. Practice positive talk. Affirm the most beautiful things about yourself. One thing you must understand is that there is power in your words. Words have the power and the ability to make or mar you. And sometimes I tell people that even when you think that you are just joking or kidding around, the words that you're speaking have great effect on your life. So if you know that words have power, why are you not using it to your advantage? One thing I love to do during my prayer sessions or during my prayer time every morning is when I'm done praying, I take out some minutes, sometimes 20, 30 minutes, depending on what I want to address or what I want to talk about. And I have these confessions that I literally would speak to myself. I call them talking sessions. I speak things to myself and I literally would design my life the way I want to see it. And I can boldly tell you that the life I'm living now is the life I spoke into existence maybe some 5, 3, 4 years ago. So you can use your words to chart the course of your life, design your life and make your life what you want it to be. If you want to be a successful person, you say to yourself, I am a success. I know what to do to be a success. I know how to be a success. I'm a success every day. I'm taking the right steps in becoming a success. All the information, the knowledge I require to be a success is coming to me by free course. It's coming to me everywhere. It's coming to me from every place. The people I need to help me become a success are coming my way. So just speak these positive words and these beautiful words into your life. The more you speak it out, you're speaking it into the atmosphere. The universe has ears. It's listening to you on what you're saying. You want to ensure that you're giving it instructions on how to help you design your life. The next point that I've put down here will be for you to be intentional about your everyday living. Don't live every day. Don't just wake up and just exist. Be intentional about every moment. Be intentional about what you do, how you do it, who you meet, who you talk to. Every single thing about you should have a purpose. There should be a meaning to how you do what you do. Don't just do things for the sake of doing it. Even when you are taking spontaneous actions or decisions, let it still have a meaning and let it still be about your development and the building of your personal structure. You shouldn't just do anything for the sake of it. No, don't live life like that. Live life with your design in mind and with an utmost sense of purpose. The next thing I put down here will be for you to develop a thick skin and refuse to allow anyone to talk you down. You can't stop people from talking, but you can definitely stop how you respond or how you take in whatever it is that they tell you. When someone is talking you down or making you feel insignificant or invaluable, you remind yourself that you are not all of those things, that that's just the person's perception about you, and that's not real. What is real is what you make real. So refuse to allow anyone talk you down and instead develop a very tough skin, like a barrier, so that whenever they are saying what they're saying, it just bounces off on the wall or that barrier that you have set, and you maintain your positive energy and your positive outlook towards life. The next point here on how you can practice self-love every day would be for you to be gentle with yourself. Be gentle with yourself. If you can be kind and forgiving towards others, someone has done you wrong and you forgive them easily, why can't you be kind and forgiving to yourself? Why can't you extend that grace and that gratitude to yourself as well? So remember every single time that you should be patient and kind with yourself. If you're on a journey, for example, and you find that you're not making as much progress as you would love to make, just still be patient and kind with yourself. Don't beat yourself up because you haven't accomplished or achieved something that you thought in your mind that you're supposed to be achieving. Life is working for you and for your good. So every single step of the way and everything that happens to you happens for a reason. So be gentle, be patient, and be kind to yourself. Next point here is see mistakes as opportunities for you to grow and build your character. When you make a mistake, don't beat yourself up. It's a mistake. There's nothing you can do about it. You can't change what's in the past, but you can definitely change or decide how the future would look like. So when you make a mistake, don't look at it as, oh my God, I have failed in life. No, see that mistake or that failure as a learning curve and something that you can use to ensure that you know just see it as a strategy. So that when next you want to try whatever it is you want to try, you know what to do right and what not to do right. The next point here would be for you to learn to spend quality time with yourself. All of you people who really like to just hang out, like you literally always are outside and you go, we are outside. No, don't do that. Don't do that. All of that time and energy you're spending outside with people, ask yourself one question. What value does it give you? When you're done spending it, what fulfillment or satisfaction do you get from it? Of course, don't get me wrong. There may be fulfillment and satisfaction from it, but do you spend that same time that you spend outside with people and all that noise and all, do you spend that same time with yourself? How often do you sit down in the comfort of your quietness, like in the comfort of your safe zone, in the comfort of your home, in the serene quiet? I'm looking for words to describe what I want to describe. But how often do you just sit down by yourself, with yourself, and listen to your innermost thoughts? How often do you sit down and listen to yourself? You are always speaking to yourself, whether you like it or not. Yourself has the solutions to all of your problems. How often do you sit down with yourself and listen? How often do you listen to yourself? Practice doing it. You can start with maybe 10, 20, 30 minutes every day. Just sit still. Make sure everywhere is quiet. Silence your phone, turn off the TV, sit still and just listen to yourself. You'll be amazed at how much valuable information that you will receive by just doing that. Next will be stop giving up your happiness to satisfy someone else at no reward to you. I see a lot of people who sacrifice so much just because they want to make someone else happy. When I see those kind of people, what I conclude is these people don't even know how to love themselves. Because when you truly, genuinely love yourself, you will not be giving up a piece of you. It's like saying you have a diamond, and then every single time you expose that diamond to harsh conditions that spoils its beauty and it's detrimental to the health of the diamond. Would you do that to your diamond? Or you have a car and every time when you get on the road, you start bashing everybody with your car. Would you do that to your car? No. If you would take good care of your car, ensure that all of your valuable properties, in quotes, are always in good condition, why wouldn't you do that to yourself? Why would you keep giving yourself to people to bash and hurt and spoil and destroy you, and you continue to do it just because you are looking for validation from someone else? So stop giving up your happiness to satisfy other people. Next is give yourself a treat, a good treat ever so often. And I always say that celebrate every day and celebrate all of your wins. Once in a while, a good treat can be, okay, today I'm going to sit by, I'm going to watch a good movie with myself. Today I'm going to make myself a healthy or a hearty meal. Today I'm going to eat just healthy meals. Today I'm going to work out. Those are treats. Today I'm going to buy myself a new bag. I'm going to buy myself a new shoe. I'm going to reward myself with something. Just give yourself a treat and be intentional about it. Don't just Don't just do it unconsciously or without awareness. Do it intentionally. That's where the results lie. The next point here is stop reacting and start responding. Before you respond to a situation, ask yourself these questions. And this is how I approach every situation. And I've been doing this for the past 2 years. And before I respond to a situation, I ask myself, would this thing matter in 1 week? 1 week from today, will it matter? If it will, I ask myself another question. How best can I respond to the situation in a way that will help me achieve a positive outcome or a positive goal? So it's not about just reacting, just allow your emotions to take charge. No, you take control of your emotions and then you ask, will this thing matter in 1 month? If it will, or in 1 week, if it will, okay, what can I do to ensure that I'm creating a positive solution? Not just responding or reacting to the situation. No matter how heated or aggravated it may be, take a pause and ask, how will I ensure that this thing turns out well? If it will matter 1 week from the day of whenever it happened. And trust me, that would actually help you fight your battles, pick the battles that you fight, because not every battle should require a fight or require your energy. So learn to stop reacting and start responding. The next point here is stop taking things too personal and learn to let things go. Let things go. Sometimes somebody may be doing something to you, not because of you. They are just projecting their self-doubt, low self-esteem and all of that negativity. They're projecting it on you. It's not about you. It's their coping mechanism, and that's a very toxic way to live. So stop taking things personal. When someone does something to you, again ask, does this thing matter in 1 day from now? When you hear somebody say something about you, be like, does it matter? How is it affecting the way I'm moving forward in my life? As long as you're not in my path, obstructing my progress, it's okay. So learn to let things go, learn to ignore people, learn to ignore their stupidity, and just keep going and keep moving as long as they are not in your path and disturbing your pathway. That's another way to practice self-love. The next way would be for you to remind yourself that you are not your character. You are not your character flaws. You're not your shortcomings. You're not your mistakes, and you're not your errors. Those things are things that just happen. And guess what? You have the power to change those things that you do not like about yourself. It's just simply start by you becoming aware and conscious of those things and then doing the things that it takes to help you change and become a better version of yourself. You are definitely not your flaws. You're definitely not your shortcomings. You're not your mistakes and you're not your errors. But guess what? You have the ability to make good use of those things and become the best, very best version of yourself. Then the next point would be remove yourself from the rut of societal pressure. Society has this stereotypic, I don't know if that's the correct English. They've projected a lot of stereotypes on people. You have to be married at a certain age. You have to do this at a certain age. If you don't have a job, you're not living a good life. There's so many nonsense that society has put on people. Remove yourself from the rut of societal pressure and remind yourself that your life is for you and you alone to live. It's not for anyone else. And you do life on your timetable and according to your schedule and not what society thinks that you should be doing. And finally, here on my list, I said that a person who truly loves themselves will never ever compare themselves to other people because they fully understand that no human being or no two humans are the same. So never compare or compete with anyone about anything. You are on a different journey. I think I've said this a lot of times on this channel. You're on a totally different journey. You're on a totally different course from someone else. So don't compare, don't compete. The only person you should be competing with, I'm sure you've heard this a lot of times, is the past version of yourself. Compete with your previous version and ensure that every single day you're doing something that makes you better and better and better. And those are all of the self-love habits that I have that you can inculcate into your daily lives. These are habits that I personally have inculcated into my personal life and have seen tremendous results. I'm a lot happier. I'm full of joy. My life just feels like it's a walk in the park, which is exactly how I have designed it. And you can do same for yourself as well. If you have any other self-love habits that I probably missed out and you think is important, We can continue the conversation in the comment section down below. All right, family, I'll see you again in another episode. Until then, remember to love yourself generously and remember to stay very elegant. Take care, family.